So today is BeatSCAD's birthday. 7th of November 2015 is the day when the charity was launched at our first conference. And that's the first time that we brought our UK SCAD researchers together to share updates and take your questions. It's such a shame that we couldn't go ahead with our planned conference this year. The social and the supportive aspect of bringing people together is a huge part of why we host the conferences. However, we do have some fantastic research updates to share with you. And we're fortunate really to have this kind of technology available to host an online event. A bit of an interim measure. It's a bit of a strange situation. I know you're all out there, but I can't really see you like I would if I was stood in a conference venue. So, hopefully we'll be able to schedule another conference sometime soon. We're using the BeatSCAD is 5 hashtag today, putting this on our social media accounts. So if you will be posting about any of our content today, please can you use the hashtag and celebrate the day with us. So I'd like to start with some background information about the charity. BeatSCAD is currently run by 5 trustees, and we're pictured here at our 2018 conference. Collectively, we're responsible for ensuring that the charity is carrying out its purpose, complies with the law, and that we're being accountable. We are all volunteers and we are all SCAD patients. And this past week has been Trustees Week. So we've used the opportunity to share our stories and a bit about what we do for the charity and why we volunteer as trustees. So you may have seen our stories shared on Facebook or Instagram. And they're available on our website along with many other impactful stories. So when we launched, we did have a 4th trustee, Jackie, and Jackie's Debbie's sister. And Jackie was our treasurer for 2 years before she stepped down as a trustee, but she still does our accountancy and prepares our annual accounts for the Charity Commission each year. So she's busy doing that at the moment. I co-founded BeatSCAD with Karen Rockall and Debbie Oliver, and Sarah and Harriet joined the board in 2018, having previously volunteered for BeatSCAD. You've probably seen their involvement in our previous conferences and awareness activities. But the charity would not be what it is without all of you. We really are in awe of everything that the SCAD community has achieved throughout BeatSCAD's first 5 years. We cannot thank you enough for all that you do to progress the BeatSCAD mission in so many ways, attending events, helping at events, fundraising, donating, volunteering, sharing your ideas, your skills, sharing our leaflets, talking about SCAD and supporting each other. You are all helping us progress towards our vision of a world that understands SCAD, where those affected are quickly and accurately diagnosed and never feel alone. And we're working towards that vision with a 3-fold mission. So we're working to raise awareness, to provide support, and to fund research. So to celebrate some achievements from our first 5 years, we have a short video to share with you. So huge thanks to Adam Hackers for doing such a fabulous job creating our new video, and to Karen Rockall as well. She spent a huge amount of time wading through 5 years worth of achievements. It was been really hard to kind of summarise it all. It's brought back so many memories for us, and of all the wonderful people that have been involved in everything so much already. So thank you to everybody. And we've been looking back through our 5 years, but I'd like to take you back just a little bit further and share some of the history of how the research started. So we're going to go back to the year 2012, BBS, which is before BeatSCAD. And 2012 is when I had my SCAD, and I met Dr. Adlam while I was in Glenfield Hospital. Now, in the following months, I connected with other SCAD patients online, including my now fellow trustees, Karen and Debbie. And at an appointment with Dr. Adlam, I explained that I was now part of a group of 35 UK SCAD patients, and that was a lot back then. Most of us were told we wouldn't meet another, so to have that size group was quite something. And we wanted research. So Dr. Adlam had a bit of an interest in SCAD at that point. He had a published paper already. And he jumped into action and obtained some startup funding from the NIHR, and then successfully awarded a British Heart Foundation grant. So that enabled Dr. Abbey to be recruited as the first clinical research fellow. And she started to consent patients towards the end of 2014 and seeing patients for research days in 2015. And then during that time, I worked with Karen and Debbie to set up BeatSCAD. And if you'll allow me just a moment of self-indulgence to celebrate my British Heart Foundation Heart Hero Award, which was for innovation in 2016. And this was in recognition of initiating the UK research. And really, I am forever grateful to the British Heart Foundation for funding Dr. Adlam to get the research underway. This began the road to the publications that we're seeing now and answers to our questions. I remain hopeful of further BHF funding one day and other funding opportunities, but there are certainly challenges, and even more so since COVID-19 arrived. So those challenges are pretty much out of our control, but I can assure you that BeatSCAD remain committed to fundraising to keep our research progressing, because you may have noticed that research is really expensive. The BHF grant that was awarded in 2014 was over £150,000. Much of a research budget would be for salaries. The skilled people that are required to do the work, are essential. And I'm sure you'll all agree that they're certainly worth every penny and more. Dr. Adlam and Dr. Abbey won BHF Heart Hero Awards. Oh, is it gone to the next slide, please? Dr. Adlam and Dr. Abbey won BHF Heart Hero Awards for their work on the research too. We must do everything we can to continue funding our research. And as you saw in the video, SCAD has donated over £190,000 to research so far, which is an incredible achievement, and thank you all for making this possible. SCAD has awarded 5 donations to the University of Leicester. The majority of these donations have been allocated for costs which include some salary associated with the PhD work of Dr. Alice Wood, who joined the team in 2017. Our most recent donation of almost £50,000, which has been awarded at the end of September this year. This will pay for a series of cardiac MRI scans as part of Dr. Wood's study, plus some lab work that will contribute to genetic studies, and also Dr. Anya Baranowski has some proteomics work happening. So, how have funds been raised? Well, SCAD uses a variety of platforms for fundraising. Total Giving was the first one that we signed up to, and that's been really popular, but Just Giving is obviously a widely used and known platform, and that's been popular with our supporters as well. And more recently, Facebook is proving to be a popular choice. It's really easy to use for those of you that have done already. A lot of people run, a birthday fundraiser, for example. And then we also use various online shopping platforms. So the donations that are raised here, they're often only a few pence at a time, depending on what's being bought, but it all accumulates. And with more and more people using them, this is a really worthwhile source of income. It doesn't cost you anything to generate it. It's all created through the way the platforms work with the retailers. So I would encourage you to sign up to these if you haven't already, and details are on our website. We also have our own online shop. So Harriet manages this now, and she's been really busy with all of our Christmas card orders. We ran our second card design competition and had new designs added. So they've been flying off the shelves. We do have some limitations to the stock that we are able to offer. Obviously, it requires us to use charity funds to buy the stock in the first place, so we have to be very mindful about the amount of stock that we have. But even storage space for it, we're volunteers, we have this in our own homes or in offices that people kindly allow us to use. So, we do our best to provide you with products, and do stay tuned because we've got some new products coming in the pipeline. So next up is a financial summary of the past 5 years. So these are our total incomes per year. And, you can see that we've now raised approximately £260,900, and this is averaging out at £52,000 a year, or just over. Again, an incredible achievement. We really didn't know what to expect when we first started, and that first year really kind of blew us away. And it's generally been increasing since. The year 3 was particularly boosted by a challenge, a cycle challenge by one community, which they did in Spain. And that enabled SCAD to double our planned donation to the research that year. So we were able to donate £50,000 that year. Year 4 was an increased total again. And this is the year that we ran our campaign, the Alice Project. So that successfully raised £64,000 that we awarded to enable Dr. Wood to continue her work for another year. Now, the year 5 income has been impacted by the COVID pandemic. 73% of the year 5 income was raised during the first 6 months, which took us up to March 2020. So as with other charities, SCAD and our supporters, we have been forced to cancel various planned fundraising efforts. But our first 5 years have certainly been successful, and this chart represents how the charity has spent funds. Now, in 2016, when the trustees assessed the first year accounts, we committed to donating 60% of funds to research, and then we planned for the majority of the remaining 40% to be split between awareness and support projects. But I'm really pleased to say that thanks to your impressive fundraising efforts and the fact that more money was raised in subsequent years, we have surpassed that commitment. and SCAD has donated 84.4% of funds to research. So really this means that for every £1 that we have spent, we have given 84.4 pence to research. It's cost us 2.8 pence to run the charity. We do everything we can to keep the running costs as low as possible. So then that's given 12.8 pence to other charitable activities, which are generally under our awareness and support mission areas. Now, increasing regular donations is a goal for SCAD. As you can see from the example, the cumulative income soon amounts to totals, which would be really useful for the research. And if the charity can increase regular donors, then this known income can help us with better planning. Our community is constantly growing, so it's our hope that more people will feel able to sign up as a regular donor of any amount. There's more information about ways to donate on our website, including forms to set up a standing order and authorised gift aid to be claimed. So thank you to those already signed up and to everyone else for considering. So it's been a real challenge to summarise our first 5 years into the video and this presentation, and we are working on our 5th annual report, so there'll be more details to come on that soon. And I would just like to extend thanks to the SCAD research team on behalf of the community. You all work incredibly hard and you provide us with so much support. You really do go above and beyond, and we're very fortunate to be able to collaborate with you. And of course, thanks to all of you, our volunteers, our fundraisers, our supporters, you are all making such a huge difference. You make the charity what it is, and you inspire me and my fellow trustees to do what we do and to keep pushing forward. We're really looking forward to the next 5 years.